Hello everyone, this is Modad, and today I'll be looking at this replay. Um, so you can tell by the title of the video that this is actually going to be quite a long game. This one, you can't tell by the bar, but this game went for a total of 3.5 hours. The last hour of which is less important than the rest, so it is more accurately 2.5, but I will briefly cover the end of this game, and throughout, of course, the entirety of the where the main action is. So in this game, I am playing as Grey, the Crownlands. I have Nain as my red. So Leon as brown. Zoldan as blue. I've seen him around, but I've never seen him play blue up until now. Alsa, who I believe is an old player, is coming back. He's best pink. Dark Hunter as black, and Natsuru as dark green. Haven't really seen them. We have Despoiler, or Azor Ahai, one of the map makers other than myself and Leon, as teal. We have Everradness as light blue. Weed Warlock as green. Manimal, who I believe this is his first game, as orange, and Faithful as yellow. So this was an interesting game. Obviously, it is very long. However, it's also a game where a lot of players are still in the game, even at a late stage of the game, which is quite rare. Usually games are over more or less in about 40 minutes. So I thought this would be a good replay to tackle and review. So with that out of the way, I'll start it up. So this was played for like 2 in the morning for me. And the game pretty much ended at 5:36, so yeah, I was pretty done for it at like about the halfway point. So if I recall, someone was swapped around at the start of the game, or the end of the lobby. Name classic. So far, standard for light blue. Try and kill Timmet. Orange is pushing up here. As I said, he hasn't played before, so he is a bit clueless. Nain going for Pink Maiden. Now, what I actually like as red and grey is to just always rush green. I feel like attacking Pink Maiden is just a waste of time. Like, you take the tower, but then unless you're going to push up to Harrenhal, teal just takes Pink Maiden back right away anyway, so it's not really like it's a big deal. If you're going to commit to the Pink Maiden, you commit to the Harrenhal rush. So Azor is going up to stop light blue from taking Timmet, or at least maybe attempt to steal it. Red and I going down to deal with green. Blue is taking his time up north. I believe Azor was telling me a bit before that this blue was new, or at least new to blue. Really, you should be down at Timmet 40 minutes in. Pink drops out. He actually lagged out, I was told. His computer crashed, something like that. So that's quite unfortunate. Weed coming out to fight us here. Shouldn't really be doing this. If you're going to do this, you've got to have your heroes backing you up, otherwise you're just throwing units at us. So yeah, I tell red to rush in, because if red and grey and red fully commit to this rush, you take high gun almost every time. Green has to be very good to stop this from happening. So it goes for an aim on Tywin. I pop the crown heal. He uses the bread. And then orange is throwing himself into the mix here. We see everyone's overextended. So we turn on them. Yep, so pick up Oberyn that there, and then walk out. At this point, green has lost all of his units. Orange doesn't really have any left either, so we are more or less free to just take High Garden right here. Up here, teal and blue managed to steal Timid away from light blue. That is bad for light blue, but it's not the end of the world. You can still get level 3 for Varzegan, level 4 if you decide to power level Nesta. So it does cost you a level though, so it does feel a little bit bad. Joffrey gets a bit low, let's pull back a bit, heal up, go back in. As red, you want to get this this ram onto high garden as soon as possible. A bit earlier than this. This is actually kind of a really slow rush. You can almost break high garden at the 2-minute mark with red and grey if you're coordinated, but we would be disjointed with what we're doing. Classic brown gameplay. Black and dark green fighting it out. Now at this point, Azor comes up behind us. This is this is what you should always be doing as blue and teal. So a lot of things, one thing that blue and teal does that you shouldn't do, or a lot of blue teal players do, is they just sit in Harrenhal. I think that if they hold Harrenhal, they win. That's not actually how it works. It's the opposite. The red and grey is under no pressure to attack Harrenhal. It should be blue and teal pressuring them. It's a bit of a weird dynamic. So if you don't do anything and let red and grey go south, they will take high garden without fail, and they'll feed off green, and then you're sitting there killing Timid maybe, and then you just do nothing. You always have to, as blue and teal, you have to come to the field or to castle. You need to pressure them one way or the other. Going to King's Landing can be good, but you can't do it this early in the game because there's so many towers in there and Decept gold cloak units. Like, it's not feasible to rush King's Landing, but Castle Rock or the fields is a good idea. So this is good what blue and teal are doing. Maybe could have been done a bit earlier, but it's not a big deal. So what Azor does here is he throws all his units into this little picket fence. So Janos, who's lagging behind, gets blocked in, and then he's got no hope at all. He is gone. So this is pretty bad for me. At this point, I've pretty much lost the duel. Braun will either spawn at level 1 or level 2, and that is just not enough to beat a light blue who knows what he's doing. Unless light blue somehow lost Nesta Royce, there is no hope. So at this point, Weed makes the mistake of jumping onto Joffrey. Now the thing is, Joffrey looks really out of position here, but he's really not. He has this lovely ability called Blink. So if I was ever in any danger, I could just blink over this wall. But I don't blink because I wanted him to fight a bit longer. Unfortunately, didn't get any of his heroes. Robo got very low, but just wasn't able to bring him down. So at this point, Azor comes up from behind again. This is good what Azor's doing. It's very annoying for us because we can't run into High Garden. It's a bit of a problem because Red didn't bring his units in earlier. So yeah, this is just standard skirmish around High Garden. This is normally it happens a bit more over here, but this time yeah, holding us at the picket fence is very strong. It's very easy for blue and teal to hold from this point. Weed's coming back in to try and take High Garden back. Orange has constantly had this catapult shooting High Garden for the last, 2 minutes or whatever. So that's been quite disruptive. So Red and I are fighting for hero groups right now. Stafford gets storm bolted and then shot by a bunch of marksmen. This is the problem when you commit your melee heroes to block and fight with the blue and teal's melee, because teal can just shoot you with his 3-4 marksmen plus the as well as whatever storm bolts you have and just do a surprising amount of damage in a short amount of time. The damage of marksmen is quite low compared to other elites, but they of course range. Well, it looks it looks like it's higher, right? But they actually, if you look at them, they have slower attack speed, average attack speed. Their crit isn't particularly strong. I believe Kingsguard have a higher base, and Kingsguard also have Pulverize. Pulverize is of course better in the early game than it is late game because this is flat damage, which is why Kingsguard is one of the best elites in the early game. But in the late game, they're very bad. You want to transition out of Kingsguard as soon as possible. It's great. By the 24-minute mark, maybe 32-minute mark, you want to be like moving away from Kingsguard into Summer Knights, Knights of Winter if you have Harrenhal, Champions of 7. All of them are very good options. So this part, I still don't want to give up High Garden. I want to hold on to this because having High Garden as grey is very powerful. Gives you that extra elite. Otherwise, you're stuck with your 5 Kingsguard for however long until you get a source of elite. So getting early Summer Knights is amazing as grey. Unfortunately, it's made quite annoying by this catapult constantly shooting High Garden. So they focus pretty hard on this part. Elsewhere on the map, Yellow's taken Griffin's Roost. Pretty standard light blue stuff. He's maybe a bit slow in this part, but it's not a huge deal. And brown, yeah. So Leon is doing his typical brown strat where he just ships around a Balon, gets power levels him that way. Pretty much ignores his military. And in the north, it's looking like a more or less an even fight so far. Yeah, so dark green is pushing onto the pink for the hero. And also, yes, I will stay on red for as much as I can because for as long as you're on red, the gravely injured messages show up. So Gregor getting sniped by Marksman here. However, he's pretty fine. He's got a huge amount of health for the early point in the game. Joffrey attempted to snipe Joffrey there, but Crown Hill will pull away. Jamie is in a really awful position here. Yeah, no, he just runs out and then doesn't realise, wait a minute, there's a lot of goons around me. So that was just, that was a bit sloppy, but losing Jamie isn't the end of the world. You've got a gold hand. Now, I say power leveled here. I believe it's because he power leveled Vardis. Yeah, so level 5 Vardis, so obviously light blue has only used Nesta. I personally think this is an awful idea. I don't think it's ever worth it. Doing this, getting this level 5 Nesta, means that he has no levels on Lyn or Brynden. This could be a level 4 Nesta and level 4 Harold, level 4 Brynden, level 4 Lyn, but instead it's just a level 5 Nesta, which I think is just useless, because you'll have 2 level 5 heroes and then 3 level 1 heroes, which I think, personally, that 5 level 4s is far better, because now, at this point, one of these heroes can just be aimed a lot easier. But yeah, just my 2 cents. If you ever think that, if you think Grey's for some reason power leveling Janos, then go for it. But my Janos died very early, so you can already tell that I'm not going to have the levels to win the duel. So, blue and teal pulling back a bit. I make my way back to King's Landing now, because it's getting very annoying holding on to all this. It's just a bit too chaotic down here. Blue and teal have the so going to start getting the army advantage. Red does have a good spawn with his companion outriders and companion the scouts, but Grey is not so good. 2 gold cloaks, a sellsword. You don't really have the units. So at this point, I knew that light blue was a good player. So by now, this is usually the point where light blue start pressuring Harrenhal. Bit past the E-meter mark, but essentially past the duel, that's when light blue comes out and starts playing the game, like interacting with the rest of the map. Because before then, you're stuck with 2 elites and it's not too good. Your army spawn is okay. It's nothing to write home about though. So I was saying that you can go ahead later, but not now, because generally it's better to not path for as long as you can, because the earlier you path, the more heroes you get, which means the less XP you get. However, if you path later, your heroes will scale off whatever your current heroes are, which means, of course, more XP. XP is king in this game. XP advantage dictates if you're going to win a hero fight, as well as micro, of course, but there's only so much you can do if your opponent's 5 levels up on you. You could be the best player in the world, but if they've got level 8 status to your level 3 whatever group, you're not going to... There's only one way that's going to work. Of course, it's an extreme example, but that is more or less the how it works. So light blue's first rush was repelled by blue and teal. Blue and teal, if they ever know this is coming, can always hold Harrenhal. However, if light blue comes into Harrenhal while blue and teal are down here, that's another story. Because then if you can block off the Harrenhal chokes, that means you can probably take it itself. However, blue and teal block here, it's a lot easier for them to hold. So yeah, knowing that they're up there, we go back down to Highgarden. However, this is a bit unusual. Yellow's here. Renly isn't dead. Normally, if you don't see Renly dead, you just assume Yellow's maybe over here at Rosby, maybe attacking light blue, going creeps, orange. You don't really expect him to go over to Highgarden. This is actually incredibly risky for Yellow. If for whatever reason blue or teal are here, or if blue or teal were here, then Yellow is more or less got a death sentence. But fortune favors the bold. He's going in, goes for Kevin, almost drops him. Almost grab a Troubon champion. We do get it. About Selman gets the kill. That's very good for us. Killing elites is very good. A lot of XP, and it puts your opponent behind, because resources are very limited, especially for Yellow. Yellow, you can see, got 400 gold. It's about to get an income, so it won't be as huge of a deal if it happened 4 months beforehand, but it is still put the hero behind a bit. So, Titan executed, grab Pycelle to pick up ice from the ship, just in case someone decides to be sneaky and come in for ice. That way you can make sure that you don't lose it. And yeah, we've been fought all game, but so blue and teal still dealing with light blue. Them being north means that we can stick with Highgarden a lot easier. We don't have to worry about being backstabbed every time. At this point in time, if blue and teal were to come, holding Highgarden would be better, because we actually finally have it. So orange, first game he's not exactly the best, so he's run in and more or less just feeding us. Tyene and Namiri go down.
Our forces are under attack.
Heroes aren't weak, but if you're new to the game, you'll be surprised by how quickly they die in the early game. But of course, I'm sure many of you know heroes not. Vardis got caught down even without his avatar or his breads. Probably didn't realize he was stuck there.
Forces are under attack. Our town is under siege. Our allies'
Bit of
town
banter.
is under siege.
So Yellow coming up behind again.
Our forces are under attack.
However, he's just got a huge level discrepancy here, level 2 to level 5, so he realistically can't really do much here.
Our allies' town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
So repairing how I got it now. At this point, because we'd lost Storm's End and Griffin's Roost, and he's only got Old Town, pretty neutered in his ability to interact, he should what is his resources? He should probably be getting more Archmaesters. I don't know why he doesn't. He's got the resources for it. He's got the food. So if I was him, I'd 100% get more Archmaesters, because if you're not, you're stuck with these 4 Summonites, which is not so good. Also, never mind.
Our town is under siege.
A little bit of a lull in the game at this point.
Our forces are under attack.
Blue and teal, still skirmishing flat blue. We finally got High Garden. We could push onto Old Town now. So that may be next on the agenda, but we'll also be a little bit worried about Yellow doing this.
Our forces are under attack.
So I don't know why this is the case, but if it's your replay and you open it up, for some reason it sends it twice. I'm not actually sending all this twice, of course.
I am the king.
Our allies' town is under siege.
So we're trying to take back High Garden still.
Our forces are under attack.
Looks like a deadlock in the north.
Our
Stuck?
town is under siege.
Oh, I guess he doesn't realize how to open a gate then.
Our forces are under
Oop.
attack.
Fuck. So, unfortunately, I have zoomed in slightly, and because this is a replay, I can't reset the camera. So I'd be permanently stuck in this this point of view, which is not ideal. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the replay. So apologies for that. I've reloaded the replay, so I'll continue from where I left off.
Our town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
So just yeah, once again skirmishing with Yellow. For some reason, Bread has just got his he's got his units running. I guess like maybe there's rally points like at Pink Maiden or something. So he's just been kind of feeding
Forces are under
Blue and
attack.
Teal for however long this has gone for, which you do not want to do, of course. So at this point, Orange is just being really salty. And decides best thing to do at this point is to start feeding Red and I, which is well,
Our forces are under attack.
not ideal. He's just being a bit of a baby.
forces are under attack.
So I set a red to take spawns because if we don't, he's just going to run more units into us.
Our town
And
is under siege.
as much as having 3 units is good for you, it's also very lame to do it.
Our forces are under attack.
So I'd rather not have what it could be a good game ruined by just being overfed because someone has decided to
Under siege.
feed.
Our town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
So like Blue using the shockwaves on his elites and then Stampede of Nesta to hopefully win the AoE fight.
Our allies are under siege. Our forces are under attack.
At this point, more realistically, instead of typing, we should be trying to take a high garden, double ram, units, elites, and heroes. He has the capability to do it. And Red's units are once again running into Targarden. Now, this is actually a bug, by the way. It's one that is very hard to fix, if at all. And also, maybe not people don't actually know about this. If Joffrey is king, before he's level 6 and becomes battle hardened, he actually gives you a negative endurance aura, negative attack speed, negative move speed, which is very bad for Red and Grey. However, at level 6, it's supposed to change to the Man King Westeros aura, which would give -5 armor to every unit. However, as you can see, it's not actually active right now because it doesn't properly switch the form once you hit level 6. It does for King's Crown, but for some reason Joffrey transitioning from being dumb to less dumb and getting an actual form hasn't worked. So instead, what's happened is we're still stuck with an aura. And sometimes it switches over, sometimes it doesn't. It's a bit finicky. See, until then we'll be getting debuffed by that until I notice it.
Our forces
Just,
are under attack.
I'm addressing in chat the orange complaining. It does say all this stuff in the intro. I do get that the intro it's a lot to take in and read at once. However, some people don't read at all. It's like, oh, what? How can you ally at level? How do you ally? Well, if you read the intro, it'll say you can ally at 12 minutes. But just that usually doesn't happen.
Our forces are under attack.
The Modad just got really out of position here. Gets clocked down by Gregor.
Our town is under siege.
Red has just got the fucking buffet on right here. He's been feeding these units for the last 10 minutes or something. It's a wonder how we were getting out-armied quite so often, but I guess that explains it. I'm not really sure what this is, I guess he just forgot about his rally point. If you're going to set a rally point, you're going to make sure that it's in a place which is secure, otherwise they're just going to run into the enemy. Like, I don't rally point my units for King's Landing. If I was to rally point for Red, I'd just put it like here. Maybe High Garden, now that we have it.
Our forces are under attack. Our town is under siege.
So, it's an important thing not to gold hand, unless, like, you want to cooperate with Grey, because Grey and Red, their paths affect each other. Same thing with Blue and Teal. So,
Our town is
I can't do it this game, but if I were to have Tyrion available, I could go Tyrion path, and then in that case, I would want him to go. I would want him to Tyrion path. So I would want a Tyrion path, then him to gold hand. The reason for that is because Tyrion gets Jason Bywater, not Illidan Payne, Podrick Payne, and of course Bronn Tyrion. However, if you Tyrion, then Goldhand, Adam Marbrand will spawn, but he won't spawn as Captain of the City Watch because that's Jason Bywater. He'll spawn as the Outrider. But if it's the opposite, Jason Bywater won't spawn, Adam Marbrand will. Or if I recall, it may be that Jason Bywater just kills Adam Marbrand because he becomes the commander of City Watch. I can't exactly remember, but all I remember, you want to Tyrion before you go Goldhand. And obviously, I feel like you should never go Goldhand unless you need to. Going Goldhand kills Gregor Gain at this point. You got Kevin, I believe he has Tywin. Yes, he has Tywin. Like, this is a solid group. Like, Goldhand killing Gregor. You'd get Jaime though. You'd get Brienne once Green's dead, and Ilyn Payne. It's not really that much of a buff when you've got Gregor already. So yeah, it's taking back Highgarden. Should have done it a bit earlier. Not the end of the world though, but it means that he has had no time to repair it.
Our allies' town is under siege. Our forces are under attack. Our town is under siege. Our allies' town is under siege.
So blue and teal doing pretty well so far. Level 6 on all blue heroes, which is very good. Where is Beric?
Our forces are under attack.
Oh, he's in there, never mind. Level 7, that's also quite good. You also want to stay with as few heroes as possible in Brotherhood early game, especially because if you do that, then you'll get more levels, since the levels are based off of levels that your Brotherhood's hero spawner, I believe, is based off Thoros, while the points are based off Beric. So the longer you can go with just those two heroes, the better. However, it does mean your early game is not as good because you're stuck with just those two. Yeah, so at this point, Brown's taken Castley from us. What's Brown been up to? Very slow game for Brown, 24 minutes. But it is level 7 Balon. He's clearly only been spawning Reavers and Iron Captains. He's turned off his spawn for Pike or Great Wick, or he's kept them on and killed all of the crappy units. So he's only got these good units left. It's only something you can do if you plan on sitting for a while, building your units up. So at this point, I noticed that the aura is still affecting us, so I'm going to recapture Red Keep. That'll fix it. So yellow decided to abandon the south fight and then go up to the north. And so he's gone north path, and that's given me control of Dragonstone. I believe I've realised it yet. But yeah, when yellow goes north, it gives grey the control of Dragonstone, Driftmark, etc. So yeah, I noticed this at this point that Leon is burning Lannisport. Well, he just burnt it.
Forces are under attack. Our town is under siege.
So yeah, just using Joffrey and the Hound at this point. The reason why I'm stuck with these two heroes and have them pathed is because if I lose Joffrey and go Cersei, then it means that I'm stuck with the weaker version of Tommen. But if I stick with just these heroes and then tough it out, that means I could Cersei, or I could, if I lose Tommen, go Faith Path and then have a very powerful backup, because Faith Path is, I would say, one of the best backup paths in the game, if not the best. So at this point I realise we've been leaving Teal and Blue a bit unhindered for a while, so I come up to deal with this. Pop Joffrey Raw, run in on Beric. Beric is not too useful to kill, but you know, it's still XP. It means that he doesn't get XP while he's dead. So the thing is, they are running from Sound of Clegane, Joffrey, and just a couple of kings, 5 Kingsguard, and like about 2 Summer Knights. I can't select them, but not the most intimidating group, especially when Blue has a full group, level 7. So he's got Roose Bolted Raw. This blue group has a tremendous amount of damage available to it. And while this teal group isn't great, it still does have a stomp on the form of Thoros and a Stormbot on Beric. So a good amount of CC in there and a good amount of burst for the marksman. So yeah, they should actually just turn around and fight me here. It's they really shouldn't be too concerned here. So I sword toss, try to pick off Beric, and I should pull back at this point. So they've realised now that they've got the upper hand here. Joffrey being slowed by frost arrows, storm bolted, stomped, waved, gone. Joffrey just goes down instantly there. Now, I made a mistake not anti-magic shielding him there, but I also didn't expect them to catch up to me. I thought I was further enough away for them not to be able to stun me there. So, yeah, the benefit of not pathing Cersei is quite apparent right now. I now have the ability to go Faith. If I had gone Cersei a bit earlier, then I'd be stuck with this Tommen. But fortunately, I'm not.
Our town is under siege.
So Yellow's still holding
Our forces are
Griffins
under
and
attack.
Storms, not using anything for it, just using for food, I believe.
Our allies' town is under siege.
He's dealing with the walkers up with black.
Our town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
And in that commotion, I wasn't going to pick up the crown, I believe. Teal picked it up. Saul has it. So he's probably tossed onto Thoros at this point. Yep. Thoros is very hard to kill. So Roose Bolton stepped up a little bit too far here. And I just threw a Intimidator onto him. Varys Q, Sword Toss. Picked him off. Nane also probably picked up on that. Kevin, too out of position there. Walked over the wall. So Armory Lord level 1, not really a big loss, honestly. Gee, at this point I noticed that the crown's on Thoros, sorry, so if I can kill him, then that's very good, because currently Tommen isn't actually king, he's title's King of Westeros, but he's not the king. So currently we've got no aura. Tommen doesn't have his raw. Tommen is still a decent hero. He's very much a support hero. He doesn't do any damage. Still just Sandor on Tommen at the moment.
Our town is under siege.
Our
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, Dark Rain isn't
Our
using
allies'
elites.
town
It's
is
a
under siege.
pretty big deal. Obviously, you want to be using elites. They are very important in the game.
Our town is under attack.
So,
Allies' town is under siege.
I guess he's ran down here to deal with our units that are trickling in.
Our forces are under attack. Our town is under siege.
More rainwater's been chilling there for 15 minutes or so. Don't know what's up with that one.
Our forces are under attack. Our allies' town is under
Yeah, so aim on Barrack and then summon Night Stomp with Sword Toss. Brings him out pretty quickly.
Our forces are under
And
attack.
because we saved like blue,
Our allies'
like
town is
blue and
under
teal
siege.
were taking over the Vale, he now consolidate the Vale back and
Town is
come in.
under siege.
Now, this is not so good. So Brown has obviously dropped Seaguard here and come in from behind. Now, it looks like Azor didn't notice this, and he's recruited all his heroes from the Inn of the Kneeling Man, the Waygate being right here. And so he's just recruiting them. He's got the menu open, so he's not realizing that he can just he needs to run. Thoros is in awful position, gets stomped down, heal, red, runs into the Waygate, and then I believe runs back out. No,
Town is under siege.
Thoros is run in.
Forces are under attack. Our allies' town is under siege.
Yeah, this is a very awful position to be in for Teal. These heroes are not the tankiest. Edric didn't have evasion and such, but there's just so many Reavers here. It's looking a bit doubtful. There's always yeah, getting a little salty over this one. It does feel awful having your hero spawn in and instantly die like this. So at this point he cuts his losses. He knows he's not going to hold out here. So Beric dies, not a big deal. He'll revive. Harwin dies and Edric Dane goes down. That's not good. Edric Dane's an amazing hero if you can get Dawn on him. So he was able to get Gendry Waters out. That is good. Gendry is the best hero of all of them to live, other than Thoros himself. Not really sure what Blue was with all of that. Probably should have backed his ally up a bit more than that.
Forces are under attack.
But yeah, that's pretty awful for Teal, being stuck with losing all his heroes like that. So at this point I've gone Faith. My group is quite functional now. It's
Hero has fallen.
got level 1 Marbrand, not ideal. Level 10 Lance or level 10 High Sparrow. Tommen, Theoden, like all very good heroes. Sandor. It doesn't have. I'm missing Bonner for Hasty because Renly's still alive. I believe it gives it to Green. Where is he? Yeah, so if Faith fires while Renly's alive, Bonifer joins Green. But if you're able to kill Grey, if you're able to kill his Green's Bonifer, then he'll join Grey.
Our allied forces are under attack.
And Red also then goes Gold Hand. Very powerful path. Good hero, isn't it? Problem is, it does kill Grey Rook again. Hill and Pain, better position there. Level 1. Not the most durable right now, unfortunately. Teal and Blue trying to repel Brown from Seaguard. Looks like the Ray's going to go. Yep, the Rays goes off. So, Tommen is supposed to switch forms when he's level 10 from his Brilliance Aura form to have King's Devotion instead. However, he hasn't, so it's like a bit of a bug. But and yeah, I tell Azor that, but he's very salty right now because he just lost Edric Dane and Harwin, so he's not impressed.
Our forces are under siege.
So Brynden getting hard aimed by both of us here.
I understand any more words come pouring out your cunt mouth. I'm gonna have to eat every fucking
Goes into Adam Marbrand, level 2, so he's able to survive though.
Our forces are under attack. Our town is under siege.
2 noobs south.
Under siege.
I think Azor's just a little tilted right now. Not really meaning anything he says.
Our allies' town is
And yeah, to Leon's credit, he is not being an arsehole just to Azor, he's being an arsehole to everyone. He's raised Castly and Lannisport, now raised Seaguard.
Our town is under siege. Our forces
Anything else
are
you
under
raised?
attack.
No.
Our allies' town is under siege.
So this is actually a bug. Al Sarwick isn't supposed to spawn for Goldhand, so he doesn't, but it shows his dead icon, unfortunately. At this point, Yellow was saying that he just wants to watch, and because Yellow's new, Orange is new, I
Town is under
decided to just ally him, because that way maybe he can watch and see how the game works that way.
Our forces are under attack.
So I pull resource, I believe, to rebuild Harrenhal.
Our town
Not really sure
is
what
under siege.
Blue and Teal are doing right now.
Our forces are under attack.
North fight still going on. Stannis is holding back the tide of White Walkers. Fortunately for your boys, Dark Green is new, not using elites, so that obviously makes things a lot easier.
Our allies' town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
Here's a very chaotic fight going on here. Massive 3/5 way, 5 players here.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Drop in units from Dragonstone. Just wondering what my food was. Finally, maybe I just figured it out. Don't recall exactly. So Rob's crown king.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Gives the crown back.
Mine doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep.
Tunnel's a bit exposed right here. Like there's a few dark light blue units there, but always not too bad. Adam Marbrand, very out of position, gets thrown onto a banish, chain heal, bread. However, right here, very awful position to be in if you're Adam Marbrand right now. Almost escapes. I reckon if he got up there, he would have lived. He could have run up this way. However, light blue is now overcommitted. Fully, like, he is stuck in there. There's no escaping that. So, yeah, Lid's gonna go down. However, light blue does the smart thing, and he actually Aegon pass before he loses Lyn. And what that does is, it means he's dropped all his items, but realistically he's going to lose them anyway. So what he's done is he's preserved Lyn, so if he were to come back to Vale, Lyn will respawn for under Aegon. So it's quite useful.
Our Our town is under siege.
So this dynamics is is changed quite a bit now. Now we are we're actually stuck here because blue and teal pushed through River Run, and now we are stuck back against the wall. We can't run through that army. It is actually impossible. So I see that this is not going too well. So we pull back. Believe very quickly realised that this is going to be a cat and mouse chase. So I moved my ship back there to potentially sail us out from the north.
Our town is under siege.
So they're just mopping up our units here. SC them to make sure that we can use ships. Jamie uses charge, very useful for us to get away here.
Forces are under attack.
Light Blue is busy consolidating all of his units. Leon now landing High Garden.
Our forces are under attack.
So they're coming now. They're a bit unit lagged, but not too much. We are also just faster.
Our forces are under attack.
So they picked off a Rainbow Guard hero. Lost all his elite somehow, I don't know what he lost them all to. I guess to Brown. Vargo Hote runs in, hamstrung, technically roots, and then this is a good strategy to do. If it can do it with any hero, it doesn't have to be High Sparrow. Anyone with a call to arms or a someone that summons multiple units, you stun them, walk up with your hero, and then you drop the medal on them. So the poor fellows, I'm not going to zoom in because you can't. If I zoom in, it's going to stop him. The poor fellows have hemmed him in. He had a bunch of dudes surrounding him. And Vargo Hote, he ain't getting a sequel. He is stuck there. No escape. If I didn't summon the poor fellows, he might just be able to run back. So I ping to get in the boats. They've got a fleet here. I see that they're focusing the ship, so I move this ship over here just in time for the heroes to be spewed out. If I didn't do that, all of the heroes on there get sunk. This way, at least, they have a chance at living. It's not looking too good, though. Yeah, so Tywin gets storm bolted. He goes down. He is donezo. Jamie is just chilling. I don't think they've realised Jamie's there. Like it's hard to see in all this mess, especially with health bars on. But yeah, Jamie slips away. Still in pain, getting slowed. I can't see him getting out of that. Yep, he is done.
Our hero has fallen.
So I sail down to the Vale, get out of there.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Leo Leaford managed to escape. Oh, perhaps, maybe.
Under attack.
Yeah, so Leo Leaford gets out. That was, all in all, after that situation, not too bad. We lost 2 heroes off it. Not good at all. Or 3 if you include Harris Swift we lost here. But that could have gone a lot worse.
Forces are under attack.
We could have lost all of our heroes there, very realistically. Leo Leaford is very low. But yeah, he's good.
Our allies' town is under
So,
siege.
Orange actually has heroes, but of course Orange is new, so that could be the most use here. As I said, I allied him so he could watch. I didn't actually intend on him to help. I thought he had no heroes left. Yes, Orange loses a hero there because Red hasn't allied him.
Our forces are under attack.
So, yeah, Brown's finished off burning
Under siege.
High Garden.
Has fallen.
Where's...
Our town is
Henley?
under siege. Our forces are
Let's run
under
these down
attack.
here at Starfall. Level 4, level 2 against level 6 Aegon. That's not looking too promising, I'd say. So, what I'm doing here is I'm just killing units, so I can have population space to create another elite. What I want to do is I want to transfer from Knights of Summer into Knights of Winter, and also Champions of the Seven. Summer Knights are good, but they're more of an early game unit. They've got high base, land strike, and stomp, but the later that goes on, the less effective it is. And the crit and attack speed of Champions of 7, as well as the Frost Nova of Knights of Winter, and just the stats, I feel are just far superior to the Knights of Summer. And then say Knights of Summer are bad elites, they're very good elites. But these late game elites are just significantly better. So yeah, looks like Green commits to an all-in on the Aegon. Drops him kind of low, but not nearly low enough. That's very good for us. So we've now got Brienne from that. Brienne is an amazing hero. I believe I got Bonifer Hasty from that. Yep, so I've got Bonifer Hasty from Green dying there. So that's very useful. Yeah, so like Orange's heroes just dropping like flies right now. Don't really do anything. He is providing the endurance war from Garrus Drinkwater, so you know it's not inconsequential. But yes, he is dropping his heroes very rapidly. Greywind pushes up, gets caught out. I believe, yep, the roots from High Sparrow goes down, club him to death. Dark Green still being dealt with. It's a very long fight. I don't believe does Yellow have Melisandre? Oh, he does. Oh, she's just back here, right. Yellow's group is actually quite powerful right now. He hasn't lost anyone, I believe, but Montford. It's a very functional group, and I believe he still has his path available to him. He could go Melisandre or Davos. If you go any of these, I'll go Melisandre. I believe Jon Snow has already been dead. He's long dead. Just Corran Halfhand left. So yeah, if I was in the position, I would 100% go Melisandre. Beric was at the back of the group, so just throw a roots onto him. Just killing Beric, not a big deal, but it's XP. I mean, Orange is not really a big deal here. He is two heroes. He is an endurance aura though. That's not inconsequential, as I said. You know. The logic behind Alan this person is because he had a bit of a fit, a bit of a mental breakdown, and fed, but then he relaxed, calmed down, and actually apologized. So I figured allying him, letting him watch the game would be better than just saying fuck off and not allying him at all. Because maybe this way he'll learn the game, he'll watch and see how the game works a bit more, and then if we're lucky, maybe we'll come back and not grief the game at all. So, I believe at this point Weed is... No, he's got the Tyrell group. I don't know why he's not getting any Archmaesters. It seems just... I don't understand it. He's got the food. So he absolutely just should be getting more Archmaesters. Or getting Archmaesters at all. Playing the game with no elites is... well, just say you're putting yourself on hard mode if you do that. Ah, I missed that. Right. I was typing here, and then Azor decided to run down, close the gate, shut my hero group in half, and then went for Bonifer Hasty. He narrowly manages to live. Yeah, just said the same thing. So, the blue group is still quite functional. Robb Stark, Jaime Westling, Galbert, Theon. Oliver Frey, Small John, well, not too good, but still a beat stick hero. And then the Teal group does have Beric, Thoros, and Gendry, so they're very much relevant. We're pretty even at this point, I would say. Red is pretty gutted. My group is more or less untouched. It's pretty much the ideal faith group. I am missing Loras at this point, but that's not the end of the world. So still fighting in the north.
Our forces are under attack.
Light Blue is trying to take the Sunspear Palace now. Once Light Blue consolidates the south, it's going to be a bit difficult for us to deal with it, especially if Red and Blue and Teal stay on our tails. Like, if Blue and Teal continue to pressure us while we have to deal with Light Blue, it's going to be very problematic. Because having to deal with both at the same time means we either split up or we have to work together. And if we do that, it means we are more or less giving free rein to one of the two sides to push us. What is Brown doing? Brown is fucking with Light Blue in the south, taking Tyros from him.
Our town is under siege. Our town is under siege.
Personally, I would use Justin Massey in this group, but it does have a chunk of heroes. I do like Justin Massey though. He has a Raw, which Yellow doesn't normally have. Justin Massey is the only Raw in Yellow's group, so I would use it 100%. I understand not using Hugo Wool. Hugo Wool has Devotion Aura. Davos already has it, so it's not as relevant. However, if you do go Santa's Path or Davos Path, Davos changes to Endurance Aura, in which case I would use Hugo Wool, because having Devotion Aura is very useful. So, Balon just died. Also, I believe Oliver Frey was pushed up and he got sunlocked. Curious to how Balon died. Went to Torturous Deep. Light Blue obviously jumped in, put probably Waygate on top of him.
Our forces are under attack.
For all those items there. Light Blue just picks him up. Yes, by the sounds of it. Balon just got dropped on without realizing. So Rob Stark at the back gets rooted, power waved, shock waved again, picked up. Unfortunately for us, didn't realize that the crown was taken off of Rob quite a while ago. That would have been a huge boon if Rob did have the crown, because it would mean I could crown Tommen, but he doesn't. I believe Thoros still has it. Yes, Thoros has it. So unfortunately, no crownable for Tommen. I mean, bad North, it's not a bad North. This was one of the best players in the community. Blue was not the best player, but he could have pressured more. However, he still did play quite well. He's still in the still playing the game. I would say that he did a better job than Weed. So I don't really know why there's so much complaining about it. And of course, Light Blue was constantly pressuring us. The only thing I would say that the game was a bit poor in was Orange being new, Orange feeding us at this point in the game. However, we took the spawns quickly, so that wasn't really a huge issue with how much XP he gave us. Yellow is still just skirmishing with Dark Green. Slowly gaining levels. The longer this goes on, the more levels Stannis going to get. However, it's obviously the same for Dark Green. Now, if Dark Green was using elites, I would say that the wall of door would be broken by now, or at the very least, it would he'd be pushing them a lot more. But he's not, so makes it a lot harder. So at this point, we consolidate the Vale. We are kind of getting outspawned by the North. The North has these 5 bases spawn very well in the late game. However, we're stuck with King's Landing. Faith Path does make the Scepter Baylor give quite a big spawn. Red Keep spawns pretty good. Dragon Pit becomes pretty inconsequential. But Harrow Hole spawn's also quite good. But if we can hold on to these spawns, we would be in a good position. We'd start outspawning both blue and light blue, but perhaps not together. And as I said just then, almost an hour into the game, 11 players in the game, the only player that left the game was Pink, who dropped out 2 minutes into the game, which is why this game is such a good one to cast, because it's very rare for a game to go this long and have all these players still in the game. Usually it'll be down to, you know, like 6 players or whatever, and like, you know, a lot of people would have left and all their groups would be too gutted. But this one, a lot of groups are very functional. Light blues, myself, not orange, but Stannis, dark green. The only people who have really gutted groups would be black. Leon, I believe, has quite a group at this point. Yep. So he's on path at this point. Nain's group is a bit gutted, but does have Brienne and Davin, both amazing heroes, and Leo Leiford's a good support hero. So it's not the end of the world. And Blue's group is also it's a bit gutted, but it does have the possibility to get Robert Glover, who is an amazing hero. Tom would be out of position there. Wasn't able to stun him, I believe. So really try to take the gate tower so it can close his part off. I believe Blue's committed his heroes here. Yes, he has. So I snipe on Theon there. And I see that I've got the advantage now. I've dealt with most of the army, so I can try and hunt down Beric. If I never get Beric here, it's just Beric, doesn't really matter. Thoros at the back, root him down, but the Stomp once again coming in clutch and stopping me from getting easily surrounded him. Banish Tom and heal him. Obviously, banish first, get more healing if you use healing on them. So light blue has just sailed up here to grab Lyn. Quite annoying, it means now we're going to lose the Vale. Don't know what drink just died to, got no idea.
Our forces are under attack. Our allies' town is under siege.
So he went Euron. I personally think that just going Euron is a bad idea, but I'm pretty sure Leon does it for aesthetics. He likes the character of Euron, but I think Euron's the worst path. It's one of the weaker paths.
Our forces are under attack.
It's more meant if you don't have Asha, don't have Theon, you can just always fall back on Euron.
Our allies' town is under siege.
It's a bit of a lull now that Disengaged is over. Light Blue doesn't actually push from the Vale. He picks up Lyn and then goes back south. Probably a smart move. He's got the south spawns. They're going to be more than they'll outspawn what the Vale does. The Vale is a very good position though, but I believe he didn't want to push into the Vale when he doesn't know where we are. What did he just die from? Archmaester die from something? To neutrals? Ah. He threw... Alright, well.
Our forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
Guess he just threw his hero onto the island for some reason. Don't worry, no one's really really going to be too bad about the mask. Mask is not a very good item. 5 intelligence, 33% support reduction, it's okay, but no one's going to spill. Going to be any tears about the mask. Crown, on the other hand, that might be something. Yeah, so Rickard goes down. He's a very squishy hero. He's a melee intelligence hero, so he does usually die pretty quickly. So I'm going for the top here, threatening to flank him. They can't really fully commit to the fight here. A Small John is at the front there, stuck on the front lines, and he just gets picked off by Red there. See, the sun's going down, so I just go in. I know that I'm stronger than him, than Blue and Teal right now. Tommen is just he's remarkably tanky for what he actually he provides to you. So Loras is released from, as they put it, gay jail. He's now a warrior's son. Very strong form. He has Blaze Storm, Skilled Warrior, Heavy Armor, and Blink Strike. He's actually better than his usual forms. And Light Blue goes in for the Tower 2 items. Light Blue at this point is very strong. He could probably most likely put Armor White Bull on Aegon. Black Belt on Aegon. He's very tanky. And then he'll probably sword stack Balak, because Balak is a excellent damage dealer. Where is he? Here he is. And yeah, he's putting his swords on Balak, because he has perfect strike. I believe it was crit strike and arrow barrage as well.
Our forces are under attack. Our town is under siege.
So at this point, Blue and Teal decide to go up to the north. I'm not really sure why. I feel like maybe Blue and Teal decided they couldn't win here, and so went north to try their luck there. So Teal at this point is left with, I believe, no spawns. Oh, sorry, I just
Our forces are under attack.
So what does Teal own? Teal owns nothing. The twins, which are ruins. He doesn't have a single spawn, so he's probably gonna have to take the north spawns if he wants to do anything. So orange bows out. We technically have the units now, but it's a bit dishonest to use the orange heroes. You gotta stick with what you got.
Our forces are under attack.
So at this point, because like Blue and Teal aren't pressuring us, and we've mopped the Vale, south is where we focus our attention, because we know that Light Blue still exists, and we see Light Blue at the at High Garden. So we see him up over here. If he were to fight hero group to hero group, there's no contest. 2 hero groups to 1. Faith group is still very online. There's not a single lost hero, except for Adam Marbrand, if you consider that part of it, but not really. Yeah, 7 heroes, all of which are quite good. Not a single bad hero on here. Lancel's a bit of a glass cannon, but he does a lot of damage. Loras is a bit underleveled. Boniface is a little bit underleveled, but the rest of the heroes are very solid. So yellow now pushing down south into Winterfell.
Our forces are under attack.
Yes, I'm just realizing how burnt the south is. It is looking a bit grim. I believe there's Lannisport, Castle burnt, Highgarden burnt. All the Riverlands are burnt with the exception of Riverrun. And it's not too burnt.
Our forces are under attack.
So yeah, this it's a bit of a death choke right here, running in. Light blue actually blocks off the Kingsgrave. Kingsgrave is very obnoxious because it shoots a multi-shot tower on a cliff. To get up, you're gonna go a narrow little passageway, but we can't actually do that because this ram's in the way. So we have to just take the true shot. So he's got the +2 armor from the garrison aura, on top of Aegon having quite a few auras, as well as tranquility, which is from Halfmaester. So it's a very good fight for Light Blue to take here. I would say it's more or less impossible to push this right here, and best thing to do, go the other way, which is what I realise. And I believe we're going to go do that in a second. So, what do I say this for? Right, we have Vision of Orange, so that's how we see that. Yeah, so Leon is once again taking Sunspear from Light Blue, being very annoying, I imagine. Because Light Blue really does need his spawns. If he doesn't have Sunspear, it then blocks off his Torturous Deep and Tyros spawns from going through the Waygate here, which is really bad. That means he'll be stuck with just Hellholt and Starfall. And with just those spawns, you can't hold this. Even if it's Kingsgrave, you're going to eventually lose. And yeah, that's why I said, oh, we should secure the Vale, because it's going to be a long game. But then you realise, Everett says, burnt the Vale, which is not ideal. Do have the Aerie though. The Aerie is very good. It's pretty comparable to Gold Towns. It's not the end of the world that we've lost it.
Our forces are under attack. Under siege.
So yeah, Teal just slowly picking off all the scraps, trying to pick up the spawns from the blue who embraced.
Our forces are under attack. Our town is under siege.
Not really sure what Dark Green's doing. He probably should be pushing at this point. Don't really know why he's not. He has the soldiers for it.
Our forces are under attack.
So, yep, Dark Green, so Brown trying to burn Sunspear. That happens, Light Blue is pretty screwed, so he's going to try and take that as quick as he can. So yeah, try to take his other spawns first, the ones that are easy to take. So, yellow and black just holding the wall right now. That's all they can do. They can't push south while they cannot push south while Dark Green's pressuring them for the north.
Our forces are under attack.
think I'll just speed this part up a little bit. Just, yeah, back and forth fighting there. Taking over Storm's End. Brown once again, stealing Sun Spear. Very bad for Light Blue, because if Light Blue were to leave here and to try and take Sun Spear, it means he ditches the Ronwood, which you don't want to do. You want to hold there.
Our allies' town is under siege.
So yeah, they've repelled Dark Green over there. And because of Brown stealing Sun Spear, it means we just run into the Ronwood and we just take it. Complicating Light Blue's life quite a bit.
Our forces are under attack. Our town is under siege. Our allies' town is under siege.
Yeah, so somehow Deathstrike goes down there. I'm not really sure how that happened.
Our town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
Ah! Dark Green's going through the pass that was opened up when Yellow went north, so he's going around the long way to avoid the wall completely.
Our forces are under attack.
See how that works out. This right here will be a prime flame storm for Melisandre. Does he have it?
Our forces are under attack.
I wish you could check cooldowns of abilities. Fortunately, the Warcraft 3 replay system is very bad. So yeah, we say I'll halt now. Light Blue can't do anything about it. Frostbite has taken down north. Black should be moving his units down to help. Does Black have any heroes left? No, nothing. Black is being attacked by the teal? Oh, no, not too much.
Our allies' town is under
But, yes, I do dread talking for over an hour. On that note, my voice is feeling quite hoarse right now, considering I'm also feeling a bit sick. And this is a very long replay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm most probably going to split this into two parts. You'll know whether or not if I do by the link with the video. The last hour and a half or so is kind of filler content, so I'm going to gloss over that. I'm not going to review the whole thing because it is... I'm going to lose my mind if I review all of it, since a lot of it just comes down to chasing a certain someone down boats. Yeah, at this point the map is starting to look a bit barren. All these raid settlements. The north is mostly intact. The Vale is kind of intact. Westlands are all gone. Reach pretty much gone. Just got Old Town. Old Town's not a very... Sorry, Citadel's not a very good spawn though. It's a bit on the weaker side. A lot of support control units. So now we're just prepping to take Sunspear. And yeah, at this point I'm feeling quite tired because it is very late. So taking Sunspear, it's such a challenge. I'm thinking that the choke could be going to be widened in the future versions, maybe to like here or maybe like here. The gate tower gets moved back over to here. but that'll remain to be seen. What path is... Ah. So his builder path, which is quite good considering the watchtowers are upgraded in this when you go builder. Just a couple of wolf guard there.
Our forces are under attack.
She'll try and take the wall at the point. Bit of a messy fight up here. The Whites and the Royal Hood both attacking the wall. Meanwhile, Sun Spear attack continues. And what is Brown doing? Once again, in a ship. Taking out each tower bit by bit, by the looks of it. Bring over the fleet because we're really struggling to break this without it. So we're pushing up, slowly starting to get the advantage here. A bit hard to tell for the health bars and all the units on the screen, but we are getting units in, finally. Now, Davin Lannister pushes up pretty far. Now, the thing is about Davin is he's a very good hero. He's got hamstring, crit, heavy armor, aggressive leadership. However, in those abilities, you might notice he doesn't have a single bit of dodge. So he's actually quite squishy for a agility hero. And his defense lies in the fact that he shares a model with the Golden Lions, but if he actually gets picked out, he dies very quickly. Look how fast he just dropped that. That was about 1 second, 1.5 seconds he just died in. So yeah, that was not good. Davin Lannister is very good for us because it provides that aggressive leadership. Now we're down to just one of a Hastie's command aura, which isn't as good. It's still good, but not nearly as good. So Red goes in. Benefit of Red's group is that they actually both Bran and Leo Leaford are very tanky, so it's hard to aim. Red pushes up way ahead of me, so I've got to go smash down the gate, get in to support him. Obviously I can't get there in time to melee, but I can throw a chain heal, a holy light. So Bran's fine. Light Blue legs it to the Torch Deep, and then gets into a ship, so he gets away. Meanwhile, the wall kind of in tatters. So at Castle Black, towers are mostly still up. The ones on the left are mostly gone. Lost Nightfall, that's pretty bad. Not the end of the world though. So if I was the yellow, I'd absolutely 100% go in here. That group is not particularly scary. There's no elites in there, so I'm not sure if yellow's noticed it or not, but I would go for the committal there. Like, if Dark Green had a hero group with elites, then maybe not. But since he doesn't, then I would go in. This is a very good opportunity for yellow to go in right now. Jump over the wall, kill the Harbinger or the Vanguard, whichever one you can grab. I'll keep going to him. Like, you could not ask for a better opportunity than this. However, it seems that like yellow is a bit preoccupied with teal. Quickly just check on the state here. So, doing alright. So, we push over to Tyrosh, and then what happened was Brown moved up and landed on top of Loras. That was quite unfortunate. Loras level 6 or so. But the cost of that is that Victarion is now taken down. Sorry, my mistake, wrong one. Victarion was taken down, and Euron was taken down. So let's see what he has left. Yeah, so
Our forces
Aaron,
are
he's got
under
Andric, Harris, Aaron, Roderick. Not worth it all. He got Loras for it.
Our allies' town
It's
is under siege.
it's a bit unfortunate that I lost Loras there, but you can't really do much about it. So
Forces are under attack.
all the heroes still alive. So in some time he lost Hugo Wool. I see. His group's still very good though, and I believe he still has the opportunity to go to Melisandre or Davos, or even Stannis if he gets crowned.
Our forces are under attack.
That you are, Liam. He's playing classic brown and raising spawns and shipping around, being a degenerate. But what can you do? So that was a very good opportunity to grab the Harbinger. So he does go on the Harbinger, misses the Standard Stomp unfortunately. If you can throw a Crow's Food Stormbolt and then into a Standard Stomp into a Standard Ultimate, you might be able to take him down in the Sunlock. Now the thing is, Gendry is crownable, but only when Stannis is dead. You need all 5 kings to be dead. You need Joffrey, Balon, Stannis, Renly, and Robb. They're all dead except for Stannis. So right now, if you can kill Stannis, Teal will be in a good position because Renly, Gendry will form change, true king form, and he's one of the best heroes in the game in that form. So who is that got stuck out? Harbinger walked out too far, got stunned under all the towers, and then just wailed on. That is very bad for Dark Green.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Who does Dark Green have left? Just the Emissary and Vanguard. Vanguard is very great, very good. As long as you have one of those here, either the Vanguard or the Harbinger, I think is still in the game as Walker, but yeah, losing him is bad.
Our allies' town is under siege.
So, I would say this is a good point to split the video. It is a very long replay, and I like to give myself a break and also not have the video be a full 3 hours. So I'm going to split this video into 2 parts. I will address the end of the video, the end of the game, in another video, and I'll call it here. Just to give a recap of what the positions are. Dark Green is mostly in the game. As I said, if he was using elites, very much in the game, but he is not. Light Blue has been pushed off and is now more or less just, as he puts it, a pirate. Trying to take Dragonstone. I'm trying to raise it because I didn't want Light Blue to take it. Brown is mostly neutered, but he is, once again, being a pirate. The classic. Red's group is very gutted. It's hardly a group, but still semi-functional. And my group is mostly untouched. It lost Loras, lost Marbrand, but it is mostly functional faith group. While TL is as long as he has Gendry, will stay in the game. He's not out of the game. And Yellow, on the other hand, also has a very good group and has his path available to him. So Yellow actually has the strongest group in the game, I would say, right now. Having Stannis, Melisandre, and Davos, and then having the ability to still path. If you go Melisandre right now, you'd get Jon Snow, Mathos Seaworth, and Axel Flint, which would be amazing. Jon Snow scaling with Melisandre's level 13. Mathos scaling with Davos, I believe. and Axel for scaling off either Melisandre or Stannis. Very powerful. In any case, I'll call it there, and I'll see you in the next part. Bye bye.